Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the Chiefs at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the war field.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Although the NFL season is done, there's still many games to be played between college basketball, NBA, NHL, and WNBA. There's always time to embrace your inner underdog. All you got to do is predict higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. If you've yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code ChiefConcerns, one word, to claim your free pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So let's continue to keep the good vibes going into the spring season. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End. I am Marcus Dash. Right there in the middle is the man, the myth, the legend, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn, and my brother, Teja Dash on the right there. Guys, it is finally here. It is draft week. And we were talking before we came on how we're all kind of done with this whole thing. We love the prospect show. We love talking about all the guys. But we're just kind of done with it. It's like, when you're a kid, the days before Christmas, you're like, okay, I just want to get to Christmas. I want to see what Santa's going to bring me this year. I've been a good boy all year. I want to see what I'm getting under the Christmas tree. That's how I feel. I want to fast forward to Thursday and see who our guy's going to be in round one. But it's here. Draft week is here, guys. How are you guys feeling on this lovely draft week Monday?
Oh, my goodness. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. It is finally here. Finally here where we could keep talking about who the Chiefs might get, might not get, then really find out actually who they're going to pick and choose. So, yeah, you know what? I am, Marcus, I am over it. Had a good Easter weekend, though. It was a good Easter weekend. So I hope everybody had a good time. I don't know if they went to church or not. And, it was good to see family. Everybody came in and had some good dinner and stuff. And so it was a nice weekend for that. Beautiful weekend over here as far as weather-wise. So that was encouraging. But, as far as like going into the draft and talking about these things, man, we're going to go ahead and run our mouth a little bit more about who we think they're going to get. There's a lot of talented guys out there, a lot of talented guys. So other than that, yeah. What do you think, Tej?
I just can't wait. I think I'm more excited for probably Friday than I am Thursday, to be honest with you. Second and third round, and we have 3 picks is prime time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, seeing a lot of these mock drafts. I think I've come to notice that these experts, a lot of these experts don't know anything. I mean, obviously we know they don't. But like these guys who don't cover the team, I'm seeing just like bizarre things, like some people saying trading up to getting like Colton Loveland. We're not doing that. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. When I saw that, I was like, gosh, these dudes don't know what the heck they're talking about at all. And it's wild. And like Brett Veach, had this press conference last week, and he may have said some stuff that I've seen, some mocks that have us trade him to get a cornerback because Brett Veach was talking about how great the DBs are in this draft. It's like, we're not going to trade up to get a cornerback. I mean, maybe we do, but just seemingly, it doesn't seem like a lot of these experts know what the heck's going on. So it might be a very surprising weekend for the Chiefs, because we know.
I would think the opposite if each says that. If he says there's a lot of great cornerbacks, that means it's deep, and we don't need to jump at getting a cornerback in round one. That's what I think. So it's interesting.
Yeah, Mike Brennan, I've seen some say we drafted Garland first. Yes, I've seen that as well, and it's like, come on, they're pretty much certain on Kingsley being that guy at the guard spot, and they just, tag Trey Smith, and they're working out a long-term deal with him. So the guard thing doesn't make any sense. And if you look at our draft last year and the undrafted guys we got last year, McCade, JD, a guard, Norris Hackett played all over the field, CJ Hansen, guard. So I don't see the whole guard thing at all. So again, these experts don't know what they're talking about.
No, me either. And like you said, I don't think a lot of them do follow the Chiefs. They kind of see one thing and then they go with it. Like, oh, they got rid of Joe Tooney, so There's got to be, they be looking for a guard now. Ah, man, I wouldn't necessarily say that. But, that's the thing about this draft. I mean, we could say what direction everybody's going in, but we will know for sure. And I'm sure the Chiefs are keeping it tight-lipped as far as like what they're gonna do. But while we had it, man, let's say hi to everybody else. Let's say Neff. What up, Neff? What's going on with you? Word. What's going on with you? Chad Rack, good to see you. Andre Chenault, G Pick in here, Hearts and Roses. How you doing? Mike Brennan is in the house. Chicken and Pickle. G Pick said it's going to be popping for Draft Fest on Friday. Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see that, man. Sarah071. What's up, Sarah? Linda Hunter's in. How you doing, Linda? Hope you're doing well. Laura Zingzer. Okay, Laura, you got to tell me if I pronounce your name right. So give me a thumbs up or no, or that's close. Okay.
Zinzer.
Zingzer.
I think it's an extra Z on the second part because it's an S and a Z, so you got to go hard with a Z.
Okay. Zinzer. Yeah. Nana Sherry is in here as well. Let me see who else we got is in here. Justin The Way. What's up, Justin? Good to see you, my guy. Let me see who else we have in here. Right now, man, that's what we're doing. That's what we're floating with at the moment. So yeah, man, this is gonna be a good one. Witchy Hall. Did I say Witchy is in here? So I don't know if I said Witchy or not. Good to see Witchy always. So
yeah, Witchy's always lurking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So obviously tonight is our last prospect show. I posted our stream schedule. With draft week, we've been doing the last 2 years with a lot of streams. So we post a schedule. So it's on our YouTube post and also it's on our Twitters as well. So pretty much the schedule tonight, our prospect show, the last one of the season of the 2025 draft season. And then Wednesday we'll have our normal show, but Teja will be on for that one because that's going to be our official. I think last year we did 1 million mock drafts. This year we talked before draft season began. We talked about we're going to go with the just one mock draft for the entirety of the draft season, which I think's worked out because I think you guys really like the prospects. We've done every Monday instead of doing mock drafts. You guys get to learn about the prospects, and then Wednesday we do our Chief Concerns mock draft, which we're gonna. I think Teja, you got the PFF machine.
I do.
Yeah, so we'll have the PFF machine for that. We'll have that shared page, and then I guess we'll do an automated thing. That's what I was thinking. We do an automated thing where it kind of, it simulates it, it gets to our pick, and then collectively, us three, we're in the GM room, and then we have you guys in the chat giving us your opinions on who we go with for each round, and we make the collective decision based on that. Just, kind of we do it together, the Chief Concerns crew.
You want to go collect them all together, or do you want to have JD? You want your own mock drafts?
No, I'm cool with that. Yeah, we'll do it. We're getting in the war room.
Okay? All right. Let's do it.
How about we do this? How about we? I'll tell you what. We could do all three. So we'll do the one simulated. Okay, put that out there, and then maybe we show what we had our own personal ones after.
Okay, yeah,
that's good. Good.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. In the conversation that we're having for each one of these, people are probably going to be able to figure out which one of ours is going to be.
Well, it depends. The simulations are always different each time, so it depends. What your simulation was when you do your.
Oh, I thought you meant like we jot down what our ultimately pick would be at that pick, and then at the end we'd say what our picks were at that same simulation.
Well,
is that what you meant, JD, or no?
No, I meant like still with the simulator. Like just have the one up here, like you get a B plus, whatever. I'm like, hey, this is what my mock draft looked like. This is the best one I had.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we don't know how guys are going to be staying around. If not, I'm gonna have like all guys that should be
like day one guys.
No, of course. That's why I thought. That's why I thought we should just use the same exact who's left at each pick in the simulator, and then just have our own jot down.
I like so. Yeah, so before we even get the show, well, each of us will do our own mock draft and send them to me, and I'll have them ready to go. So then after we do the mock draft on the show, then we'll show what we ended up with for our 7 rounds. So so and you guys, of course, get in on the fun on the chat, letting us know who you'd want. It's gonna be collective. We're gonna treat our Wednesday like the Chiefs War Room, JD. You're gonna be Brett Veach. I'm gonna be Mike Berganzi. Teja's gonna be Andy Reid.
Hannah said she saw Andy Reid today. Coach Reid. Hannah said that, getting excited. Saw Coach Reid today. Good. Where'd you see Coach Reid at?
Oh yeah, he has presser earlier about 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Unless you saw him out and about in Kansas City somewhere, but yeah, he had his presser.
She's seen him probably out and about. I'm thinking, if she said that, I mean, is that right, Hannah?
Yeah. And Laura Zinzer. So yes,
Zinzer. Okay, thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. Zinzer. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Sasha, it'll be very fun, buddy. It'll be a good one. All right, so sounds like y'all gonna need a trial run. I think we've done a million trial runs as far as mock drafts go this entire March and April.
Yeah, should be pretty easy.
It'll be fun. Yeah, you guys are gonna see us not so Wednesday Wednesday we have our mock draft Chief Concern show. Thursday, obviously, we'll be joining you guys live right after the Chiefs make their selection to react to our first round pick. Hopefully we don't trade out of that pick, but we'll still make an appearance if we do trade out of the first round, just to talk about why we did that. And then we'll preview the day 2. And then on day 2, Friday, we'll get together after the second and third rounds are over. We're just going to wait till the third round is over. Then we'll get together and talk about the picks. And then same thing on Saturday. So yeah, guys, a lot of JD and the dashes this week, guys, a lot of the Dunn and dashes. Wow. So enjoy. This is just night 1, so it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, use us while you got us. Use us while we got it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So with our last prospect show tonight, JD, Teja, and myself, we all selected 3 guys to talk about. So the last 9 prospects we'll talk about before we get to the real deal. So we'll begin. JD is gonna lead us off with a big name that made some rounds during the combine. People were excited about this guy. Here we go.
Okay. Well, for me, I like this guy. Every time I do the simulator, I always go through. He's always available around, somewhere about 3 or 4 round. And I'm like, you know what? He makes sense to me. We're looking for a running back that can hit their head on the goalpost every chance he has a ball in his hand. You have one in Brashard Tuten. And so I've talked about him. I watched his film. He's really a compacted guy, not very tall, 5'9". I think it's like 205 or something like that. I think he is.
206 was listed at.
206, yeah, 5'9", 206. He's running a 4.32 combine 40-inch vertical, 10-inch broad jump. What? Shoot, you're looking for a home run hitter and running back, a halfback, and you can put him back in and return punts. So he can do it all. I think just because of his size, people are not really looking at him. I think he's really kind of underrated, to be honest, in this running back class. I think he kind of get lost in the sauce because of the talent. But for me, I think he really could transition well into the NFL. When you look at the highlights, man, it is a highlight reel. When you start looking at guys, you're thinking that, 5'9", 205, 206, they're going to bring this guy down. And, man, now I'm telling you, he is running through guys, breaking tackles. And I'm telling you, he looks at the 4.3, he can get up through. Rootin' tootin', daggone tootin'. That's right, G-Pick. And when I say get up through, I mean get up through the line of scrimmage, get up through the secondary, and get up through to the end zone. He could go hit his head on the goal post. I love everything about him, man. I really do. The thing is, you can utilize him in a passing game, screens and whatnot. That's where he's really great, is in the open field. He can make guys miss. Really electric. When we talk about running back prospects, everybody's throwing around all these other numbers from different, Iowa. And look, Virginia Tech didn't really have a whole lot to talk about this past year, but this joker right here, he's definitely one winning. So I like him. I like Brashard Tuten a lot. One big issue with him. What's that, Mike?
I'm gonna guess it's gonna be his fumbleitis. I think that might be the big issue with him.
Yeah, but hey, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's one of those guys you can trust the ball in his hand. I think sometimes people look at that and look at some of the fumbles and stuff. I think, understanding that you just got to secure the football. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be all right.
Is that something for you, JD? Because I know we talked about before, like drops becomes like a mental thing. Is that something you could obviously, maybe need to change the way he holds the football or whatnot? I mean, that's such a big issue with him, and that's easily teachable, right? But is that something that becomes, if it happens so much, like drops, does it become like a mental thing? Is that something that coaches could be worried about within that if someone fumbles as much as he was doing?
I think drops are a little bit different than fumbles, to be honest with you. Fumbling is, if you're not just protecting yourself like in traffic, maybe you just have to have that type of awareness. The coaches will start working on it. If you hold the ball out a particular way, like you said, if it's something we had to have, 5 points on the football, then we'll teach that. We'll emphasize that. You do certain drills where you just snatch, grab all the time. Matter of fact, when he's in practice, you'll tell the guys on defense, man, hey, anytime he's toting that rock, grab at the football. Try to punch it out, get it out of there. And I know coaches work on that in nauseam. They will make sure, hey, if this is an issue and a problem, we will work on it. Same thing with drops. You start working on it. But as a running back with a guy like this, I'll trust him. You trust him until you can. That's the way I look at it. Now, if it comes out and he starts fumbling and then you got butterfingers, now hold on to the football, hey, man, then shoot, we just got to pull you up out of there. But one thing I like about Tuten is, you're not going to get him in the first round, first, second, third. He's something later on down the road that you can get. So you can get priority as far as the things that you need offensively and defensively before you can get him. And that's what I love about it, because he is available a little bit later, because other people are looking at him like, we want a bigger back, right? We want this guy. But Brashard Tuten, to me, man, will fit perfectly in our offense, because you can utilize him, put him anywhere, and he can just make guys miss. It'd be perfect in what we do.
Yeah, no, I agree. People wanted to give Carson Steele a million chances last year, and what he fumbled a few times, and he doesn't have the home run ability as a guy like Bhayshul Tuten, right? Steele's going to get you a couple yards here and there. This guy, you put him on the field, the boomer bust factor. Yeah, he could fumble, but also he could also get you 88 out the gate, which we're not getting from other guys who, we do have on the squad right now. People give a million chances to. So
let me ask you a quick question. What do you do with a guy that fumbles a football in a game?
Are you talking about what I would do as a coach or just in general?
Yeah, as a coach, what would you do?
Oh, you get back out there, get the ball in his hands.
You're right back out to him. That's right. You're right back out there to him. And Andy Reid did the same thing with Carson Steele. Guess what, Carson? Come right back out there. We're going to trust you again. And that's big. For a young guy like this to have a trust from a coach of that caliber and Andy Reid, shoot, that'd be perfect. That'd be absolutely perfect for him. So,
yeah. Tej,
what do you think, Tej?
I like Tuten. I think if we go Tuten, like I said, I think I said the last week before, we'll learn a lot about what our vision is for running back based on who we draft. If we get Tuten, then we're going to use Pacheco and Hunt to just mash and maul their way between the tackles. And then Tuten's going to be our zone runner. He didn't take a carry from under center.
Yeah.
And in the man gap schemes, he tends to run into his blockers a lot. So he's been pretty much a zone only guy in college.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So, and we run hybrid. We run a lot of a man gap and we run zones. So there's a place for him to get 8 to 12 touches a game, a lot like a Gibbs, right? I mean, I know that's the catch-all now. Everyone always compares everyone to the Gibbs, and everyone's going to be Gibbs. Everyone's getting their Gibbs for their offense. But that is that's the high end of it all. But
yeah,
that's what you're going for, right? You got your man, you got your gap runner, and then you got your zone runner, and that's exactly what he would be. And what's interesting about him is he's not only extremely fast, he's really good. I mean, he had an 83 grade in outside zone runs, and he forced a missed tackle on half of his zone runs, like half of them. Wow. In general, in 2023, 0.39 missed tackle rate. So 40% of his runs, he had a missed tackle. So he's just really good at getting out of tackles, and that's not very common of someone who's kind of small and dainty, like a speed rusher. Those guys are usually just waves who get nails, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean and I think you can afford. I'm more comfortable drafting a guy like that a little later, who's not going to be our main guy, right?
Right.
And who's going to be a specialty, get him out in space, zone run, zone read guy. I prefer that to be in a fourth or fifth round capacity than like, some people that want, for instance, like Travion Henderson, they want like the second round to pretty much be the same thing for us. Like Henderson's not going to be your 20 carry a game guy. Just because you drafted him 3 rounds higher doesn't make it true. He's still going to be relegated to 8 to 12 touches a game. So will Henderson get those touches earlier in his career because he's less of like a project? Sure. But I'll take the 3-round discount and get Tuten in the 5th. I'd rather have that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because he's not going to be a main piece. That's the thing about it. He's running back.
Exactly.
You're not changing. Chiefs are not changing up their offense to get a back in here to run the ball 25 times. They're just not. It's not going to happen. And he's not. Look, that's not his MO. I know he talked about running the football more, but he's just like, hey man, we're going to air it out. We got wide receivers who can go out and go get it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to throw the ball down the field with a guy with the talented arm. We're going to make sure he's going to get paid his due. So
now, if I saw him draft like a Judkins or a Caleb Johnson, I would think that that's the opposite side of what we were saying a minute ago. They do have some kind of vision for having a guy be our 3-down guy. Maybe not this year because we have like 8 running backs, but going forward, a guy who's going to be one guy who will be our 16 to 22 touch a game guy. As opposed to like Tuten, who's going to be filling in that role, and then someone else fills in that role, right? I just feel like that's better for us anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see. I don't want to upset Marcus because I know he's a big.
Well, Judkins, a guy like Judkins or Caleb Johnson, those are guys that can do it all, right? Like you don't need to have. Judkins can catch the ball. Judkins can run between the tackles.
Sure.
So like that, yeah. And again, though, that's where you're drafting a guy like in rounds 2 to 3, and there's a potential day 3 guy. So I mean, pick your poison. I guess we're gonna see what's on the board at each time, right? So if Judkins is there and they pass on him, then we are looking for day 3 like that. And I think Beach did say in his press conference last week that he loves the running backs rounds 1 through 5. He kept saying rounds 1 through 5. So I mean, I guess that really just tells you what window he's gonna be going through, right? And so rounds 1 through 5. So if we don't draft him with the rounds 1 through 5, then he was just bullshitting the entire time, I guess.
Yeah.
Speed kills. That's right, Neff. Speed kills. That 4.32 right there, boy. I mean, that's. I mean, I'm talking about hit the head on the goalpost. He was slow. That was the thing about every time he would just run away from the defense. I mean, he literally would slow down for guys who were running full speed to try to catch him. And he let off the gas because he was just that much faster than everybody else. It was just he's in the wind. You ain't catching him. You're just not. You're just not gonna catch him. So
I believe Tuten was. I've been watching a lot of Chris Sims scouting breakdowns. Who's very good. I think he has Tuten 4 or 5 overall.
Really?
Yeah, he's got him really high. He's got him really high on his list.
Yeah, he's a good prospect, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and I have another running back we'll be talking about later on tonight. Another guy like this kind of guy, JD, a kind of a speed demon at the running back spot. So on the same wavelength tonight in this one. Mike Brennan, I got Rudin Tuten going around the same spot. The RB from SMU, which is the guy I'll be talking about later, or Raheem Sanders from South Carolina. Tuten's speed is his difference maker.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. Teja, talk to us about a Kansas City guy. This guy's born and raised in Kansas City.
Right. Yep. Jaylin Noel. So compact build, kind of built like almost like a Steve Smith build, doesn't he? He's got kind of like almost like a running back build to him. He's like kind of thick, right? Track background. Mostly slot, but strong enough to play outside. He's not one of those guys who's relegated to slot for the rest of his career, even though it's listed as slot there. He's strong, so he can play on the outside. Got great footwork, great change of direction. a lot of the scouts before he went into the combine were just expecting him to be one of those just like short intermediary guys to just break away from tight coverage and not be like a deep speed guy. But then he came out and ran a 4.39 and like totally blew up open anyone's expectation. So he's a guy that can just juke you down and get open for a short gain. Or if you think he's just going to go short, just take off with that 4.39 speed and just be gone, right? His lateral agility's probably for receiver, I'd say top 2 or 3 in the draft. Just really quick feet, great ball skills, got speed. One of his comps is McConkey, who can get open in the short, but who showed that long speed in the combine last year. Good ball tracking, better against single coverage in zone. Didn't have as much comfort with zone than he does just shaking someone loose on single coverage, which I don't mind. Best broad, vertical, and bench of any receiver at the draft. And top 5 at the 3-cone and shuttle, which if you want a guy in the short that someone can't stick with you, that's what you want. A guy who can just do all those things. So really well-rounded. Here's the other thing where I really wanted to showcase him, because I did hear Veach talk about getting a guy who can come in here, have a spot on our team, and also give us a bonus in returns. And he led, I believe he averaged 15 yards per punt return. So he's also a return man on top of it all. So yeah, he can come in here, contribute on offense. And I love, if you look at his stats every year, he improved in every stat every year. Receptions, he improved every year. Yards, he improved every year. Yards per catch, he improved every year. Touchdowns, he improved every year. So it was just up every single year. He just got better every year. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. He's someone who was maybe in that 3rd round range for a bit, but now when you look at mock drafts, he's going like the 2nd. He was Chris Sims' number, I believe, 2 receiver overall.
Really?
Yeah, he's got him above a lot of guys just because he's got that short quickness. He's strong enough to play outside, and he's got speed. So he's number 2 or 3. I can't remember, but yeah.
And you said like a 2nd round?
Now I see him going in the 2nd round. Yeah.
Okay.
2nd, 3rd.
Yeah, JD, because I did hear Veach talk about that. When you hear him say he wants someone who can contribute offensively as well as being a return man, what does that say to us? I mean, because we thought maybe Nico was that guy, but I mean, I guess it's a new year, so I mean, is everything kind of like they just kind of wiped the slate clean with what Nico did second half of the season? I mean, that's pretty interesting that he would say such a thing.
Man, look, the NFL is trying to replace you every year you're in there. That's the way it works. So if they can have a reliable receiver in Jaylin Noel, and you got a return guy, and you hit 2 birds with 1 stone. And so that's the thing about it. I mean, he'll come in and he'll get reps immediately, right away. He's a hell of a player. When I watch him on film, I think he does a great job. So he fits our mold, exactly what the Chiefs are looking for. He fits everything that we want in a guy. The same length. He can look like what we thought Sky Moore was going to be.
Exactly what I was just going to say, JD. He's what we wanted Sky Moore to be. Yeah,
really. And so, he's got every ability on it, man. He just broke it out of the water as far as like what he did at the combine. I mean, it's just incredible. So, I like Jaylin Noel. Yeah.
Speaking of Sky Moore, though, I hate to do this. Do you at this point think Sky Moore is a reason why we would maybe, and I'll bring up Brennan's tweet a message, draft more of like a typical X-looking receiver in Jaden Higgins and say, oh, let's give Moore one last shot to be the Jaylin Noel on our team?
No.
Okay.
I don't. No, I just look, man. This is a production business.
Yeah, no, I know.
Bottom line, that's it. And so teams ain't got time to wait for you. If you're not going to produce, they're gonna let you go. And so what they do is, like I said before, you start looking around to see who they bringing in, and the juggle look the same body type you got. same hair color, walks just like yeah.
The Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? I was like, hey man, they brought me in to, came in and glad to meet you.
It's my number now, fool.
Yeah.
That's my bike, punk.
5 heartbeats. How does it feel to be me?
Yeah, my grandma gave me that chain.
Yeah. So that's what it is. That's just what it is. I would love for him to get a prototypical X receiver. Chiefs ain't going. They ain't doing it. But look, they're not. We warned them. They talked about it. They teased us. And all of a sudden, they say, they keep looking at guys 5'10" and under. To bring it here, a wide receiver. They say he plays big. He's standing on his tippy toes. So, it is what it is. So, I just, if you get a guy 6'4", I'd love to get a dude in here 6'4", 210 to go up and go get the football, man, and you throwing back shoulder throws and fade routes in the end zone all day. And I don't understand. That's not what we want to do. So I get it. So,
yeah, we have that guy on the roster. They did want to do that.
Who?
It's the man.
Who's that?
The man, Justin Ross, baby.
Chopping at Ross.
Justin Ross has been here for 8 years. He ain't used him yet.
And they were starting to get him implemented a little bit until that whole off the field incident happened 2 years ago, and then his reps just went way down after that.
Yeah,
never been the same since.
Yeah, he tried to jump in like, no, come on, hey, get in there real quick. So,
yeah, he's working out in Texas with Mahomes, and so Sky Moore. All of them are out down there. So
it's the most playing time they're going to have all season.
Yeah, that is what's going to try to get them to be that last receiver spot. Because I think JD and I, we talked about this before, where it's like, I know a lot of people say just to move on from Sky Moore. At this point, it's like, we would not draft Jaylin Noel because we have Sky Moore. At this point, we just want Sky Moore to give us some kind of production, whether it's special teams, whether it is coming in on rundowns, being a blocker on the outside, just getting some kind of production from him at the wide receiver 5 or 6 spot, just being productive at some point. Whereas if like JD said, like you said before, we have a type and it's a short and he's a quick guy, and Jaylin Noel hits on the Brett Veach, Andy Reid type, and it's short and quick.
Yeah. Look, you know me, I want Sky Moore to rip it up this year.
Yeah.
I hope he comes in and absolutely just is a monster out there. That's what I want to be able to see. But in the meantime, they're going to be looking at a guy like this to come in.
He is a big DK Metcalf fan, so he does like that build too. He just hasn't really taken that guy outside of that.
Teasing us. They teasing us. That's all that is. DK Metcalf. Man, I knew that wasn't going to work. Shoot. I'm like, ain't no way they're going to leave DK Metcalf in here.
There is a DK Metcalf comp in the draft, and he's not an early pick either.
Well, I will say there was that last year too with the dude from South Carolina. We ended up taking Xavier Worthy before him. Well, the guy, Leggett, yeah. So,
his name is Thornton from Tennessee. He's 6'5", 215. All he can do is just run. That's all he does. So they're like, if you're cool, literally the guys who scouted him were like, if you're cool with him just doing that, the DK Metcalf route tree in year 1, and just having him do that all game and just be like, that's what he is for us, then draft him. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm kind of cool with that, actually. You take him in like the 5th or 6th round, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you're cool with that, but Brett Veach and them they ain't going for it. They're not going for it.
Yeah, it's fun to say after the fact, knowing that we know DK actually ended up panning out, right? And so, I wanted DK Metcalf. Man, if only we could have gotten him. I mean, instead, we drafted McCole Hardman instead, right? A small guy. So, again, it goes right back to the type, and they go back to the small dudes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would love Jaylin Noel. So, if we can get him. And also, too, straight out of Kansas City, they love drafting. They love local dudes. So if they can get a guy who went to Iowa State from Kansas City, they love that storyline as well.
Yeah, great story. Be wonderful.
Yeah.
Gary House and JD Marks, do you guys like defensive tackles? Yes, we love a lot of them.
All of them.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about a couple of them, Gary. Sure.
Oh, yeah. All right, so that's a great segue, Gary. Thanks for that, buddy. So my guy, like I said, every week, I'm going to go defensive tackle heavy until we get one. And tonight, I'm going two of my 3 prospects are D tackles. I'm going to make sure when Thursday, Friday, and Saturday comes, I've talked, whether it's me or JD or Teja, we've got at least one of the defensive tackles. And I'm going to be, also, I'd be kind of impressed if we don't draft any of the defensive tackles that we've talked about in this show, because we've done we've done 50 of these, and I think we've done 20 defensive tackles. So if they don't draft one of them, I'd be kind of impressed by that, actually. But this guy's Joshua Farmer, defensive tackle from Florida State. Late day 2 guy or early day 3 guy is what he's projected to be at. And the Chiefs have already met with him. So that's why I wanted to go with Joshua Farmer. And on top of that, just doing, the nerdy research that we do here, Chiefs love Florida State defensive linemen. We had Mike Pinnell on last week who talked about one of the defensive linemen who's went to Florida State, and that was Fabian Lovett, who will actually end up being a guest on the show in a few weeks. So guys, be ready for that. So Fabian Lovett, FSU, Derek Nottie, Florida State, Joshua Kane-Doe, defensive lineman, Florida State, and then the guy we just signed a couple weeks ago, Janarius Robinson, Florida State. So they like Florida State defensive linemen. I don't know what it is, but they love FSU D linemen. So that definitely plays a factor in this. Also, we've already met with him, so there's interest there. So a little bit of background about Florida State's Joshua Farmer. He projects as a potential 3-down threat at the NFL level. He illustrates flashes of penetration ability thanks to his build-up strength and ability to time up the snap. That paired with elite length and upper body power to attack blockers, giving Farmer the potential to have a little something for everyone. His length is surreal. This is the one thing everyone's talking about, his length. He boasts a 35-inch arm length. It shows some high-level flashes of using length as a run defender and a pass rusher. That plus his hand power and stun punches, and when snatching or pushing blockers off their center of gravity, gives him a foundation to build his entire skill set around. So there's a kind of background on him at his time at FSU. 2023 became a full-time starter at FSU, starting every game and being named the team's most improved defensive player. And he was also named second-team All-ACC in 2023. And then this 2024, he started all 12 games and was honorable mention All-ACC. Positives about him, obviously the arm length, powerful playing through edges of pass sets to uncover into gaps, illustrates good strength in hands to manipulate posture and frame of opposing offensive linemen. And then his negatives, not overly twitchy pass rusher through the contact window, steady build-up speed working to hip to hip, is only modestly fluid and flexible through his core to redirect or turn corners tightly, can struggle with consistency of pad level, both out of his stance and when stacking blocks. But this is a guy we've already met with. This is a guy that, talk about the FSU love that we have, and the length. And they say just based off his length and his kind of agility for his size, he may go higher than we think, based on what a lot of the experts are saying. So we say late day 2, maybe early day 3. He could be early day 2 guy. Just the teams love his potential, that what he can be. So Joshua Farmer, defensive tackle. What do you guys think about Joshua Farmer?
Not one of my favorites. I think he's just okay at defensive tackle. When he comes into the league, it's a big boy league. And so some of the things I've seen him struggle at on film up here is going to be a even bigger problem. And so you're looking for explosion, especially on that defensive line, and we need somebody to dominate. Some of the things I've seen him, he wasn't necessarily dominating like I wanted to see a defensive lineman. I think he's a good rotational piece as far as what he can play. But as far as like the explosion with his hands and ripping and getting off and getting in the tackle and actually playing in the backfield, I want to see defensive tackles playing in the backfield. I didn't really see a whole lot of that from him, just doing it. So I get potential-wise what he may have. But, there was one thing, potential and is like credit. Coach Mills said it the best. He said, man, if you want credit, go to the bank. I ain't going to give you any. You got to show me. I need to see it So if I'm not seeing it on film, and I'm not seeing it Florida State doing it consistently, I'm gonna have a little pause at it. But he's a big dude. I like his length too. 3 technique. Shoot, you need some monsters, especially at their position. You do. Other guy that you're gonna have in there, I like, but Joshua Farmer is a guy to me. I think he's just okay. I think he's okay defensive tackle. My thing is, I know you're talking about Florida State guys and whatnot. I don't know. Florida State, man, we kind of been up and down with that school as far as like.
Why? I mean, JD, just based on that aspect alone, because it does seem like we do have an affinity for that's a lot of defensive linemen I've just named from Florida State. Why do you think they're such big fans of Florida State guys? If you just had to give me a guess?
I have no idea. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Maybe the scout is just there more than anywhere else. He just has great rapport with those guys. And just talking to them, kind of getting them off. So I'm not quite sure. But Florida State always has talented guys. We know that. And it's just like any other place. Some paying off, some don't. But, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. When I saw Farmer, I was like, wait, that's FSU. I was like, oh, my gosh, that's like the millionth dude we've had from Florida State. So, yeah. Teja, what are your
yeah, I have a lot of my close Farmer. 3 tech and play some 5 tech. He's got really long arms, like you said. Interesting background about him. He lost both his parents at age 11. Was raised by his grandma, so he's got a good story of perseverance too. On top of it all, was 250 when he got to FSU. He's gained 60 pounds over the years. So one thing I kept hearing about him is he still hasn't gotten used to like being a big boy yet. Like he's still freshly big boy. So he's just a big ball of clay who's just slowly forming every game he plays football like that. He's getting used to his body as he's in him. He's massive. He's a big dude. And he's still spent most of his life at 250. So he's not really totally there yet and caught up to his size. So anyone that drafts him, you're going to have to work with him a little more to kind of bring him along and get him used to playing at that size and what he can do. He does play through contact really well. He's got a really well-proportioned body. He's not like midsection heavy and then like with small legs. He's well-proportioned overall. Another big thing that people love about him is that he was a premier player and on a pretty bad FSU line. And he was being game planned against week after week as the guy to like stop on that line and still had a pretty good season, which is impressive because, a lot of the guys we talk about, they have pretty good running mates. If you notice that. The Harmons, the Nolans, the A&M's got 3 top 3 round players. A lot of them have multiple running mates, 2 to 3 of them on their. Tyleik Williams got 2. A lot of them have multiple running mates. FSU had a bad D line. He was it. So you double him, you get on top of him, you ran all over them. So to have a good season despite that, it's pretty impressive. But he is a little more of a project at D tackle. So I think he might last. I think he might last into that late third we have, or maybe even that fourth.
So that word right there, project. I don't know if that's a good thing. When you look at weaknesses, below average first step quickness, you can see that consistently beaten to the spot by lateral blockers. You definitely see that. Unable to maintain gap integrity when engaging zone blocks. That's a huge problem. Lethargic to shed and tackle in his gaps. Lacks foot quickness to beat protection on the edges. That, I don't know if you want to take something like that on. You want guys NFL ready. My nephew's on here. I'm not going to say any names, but there's a time I remember we took kind of a project in a draft and didn't pan out. It was like, man, it was all potential. Had a body type that everybody was covered in there. Everybody looked like, daggone, this sucker's going to be, a monster just based off what he looks like and, his body type. And shoot, sucker was out of the league, I think, in like 2 years. So I look at things as far as if you struggle in college on some of the things that you should already know how to do, okay, it would, at least for me, it'll be tough for me to stand on the table for a guy like this. It would be. Unless I'm sitting there saying, Coach, you got to hold his hand the entire way. We think he's going to be great, but he had to be a day 3 guy. I couldn't even imagine getting a day 2 dude and thinking this is going to be the dude that you have to work with,
Yeah,
project-wise. You know what I mean?
I think late 3rd is the highest, and I think early 4th would be his sweet spot. If we can get him in our 4th round, I'd be pretty happy with that. I get pretty happy with that. I mean, he's not a complete. He's more of a project than some of the guys that Marcus said in those rounds going, right? He's only 2 years into being a massive human, so like he's going to have to get used to that. He needs a little more time. And again, like he struggled with some of those things, but would he have struggled with those things if he had Tyreek Williams next to him? Would he have struggled with those things if he had Walter Nolan next to him and he's not the focal point of a defense? He got pinpointed on every team he played against. So like,
well, he was getting beat one-on-one. I mean, he wasn't even getting double team. I'm talking about just one-on-one. It wasn't an explosion, him coming off. That's what I'm talking about. And
yeah,
so,
but offenses were game planning him, if anybody. There was no one else to play on that defense. They didn't have anything
one-on-one. I mean, shoot, hey man, line up, kick his tail. There's your game plan. Hey man, can you hold up? And that's what they did. So, like I said, it wasn't like he was getting double teamed like Chris Jones. He wasn't. The thing is, sometimes other guys on the line look great, maybe looking better because you do have. I get like a guy that's there. Well, shoot, maybe he should have been the guy that was supposed to make everybody else around him better. Shoot, if you're supposed to be the dude, be the guy to make everybody else better. How about that? So that has nothing to do with quick first step quickness and explosion, shedding it off blocks. None of that has to do with like just game planning. That's ability. That's what that is. So that's what I'm talking about as far as like, like that, like a project. And I get that. I get like the potential of it, and shoot, sometimes we get.
He does have good explosion and hand punching though. Those are his pluses. He just doesn't have the finesse. He doesn't have the repertoire. He doesn't have the moves. He doesn't have counters. He does get walked back and overpowered. If his first initial explosion doesn't work, then he's in trouble. He's in deep shit at that point. That's the problem with him. He's got to learn that stuff. That's the project in him, I think. To start, I'm not starting this guy in a 3-down role next to Jones by any means. I mean, he's rotational. He's just, I think that's what he is, at least to start. But could he be a guy in like 3 or 4 years from now? Like people are like, where did he go? What round did the Chiefs get him in? 4th round? Like how the hell did that happen? So I can also see that coming for him.
G-Pick said Tuten had 2 less reps than him on bench press.
I mean, had 2 less reps than a lot of D tackles at bench press. I mean, I wouldn't.
And offensive tackles too.
Yeah, that is true.
You got long arms though. I'll give him a little bit of a break on that. He got long arms.
No, sir. He's strong. You're strong. Period.
I will say, where he's slated to go, he could go. Late day 2 or day 3 guy. He also could be, we have talked about double dip. He could be a double dip kind of guy. If we do draft an early D tackle and he is available later on, there was interest. We did meet with him. He could be a second D tackle we draft. So, yeah.
I mean, he was 5th overall at bench press for D tackles. I mean, that's not that bad. I'm not gonna give him a hard time. He had 3 less than the top guy. He had 26. The top guy had 29. Jordan Phillips, who was a weightlifting champion in college. So I mean, like, I excuse that's fine with me. He had more than Mason Graham, who's going top 5. He had more than Kenneth Green, who's supposed to be the best run stuffer in this draft.
No, I got you. Shoot,
Kenneth Green only had 22 reps. And he's probably going in the first round.
I had 29. They took 3 away from me.
Damn. Well, I think this is more of a kind of indictment on the state of a lot of these guys who
I agree. I absolutely agree. No question about it. That's why I'm sitting there saying, man, if this Joker's doing this, get stronger. When I'm watching defensive tackles, I'm like, man, you're going to get bench press. And that's part of why that step might have been as quick, because you get stifled at the, like, get past this.
Hey, well, there's a reason why Tuten breaks 40% of his friggin' tackles.
Yes, sir.
That's
why I love it. That's why I love it.
By the way, is he swallowing up Brashard Smith in that picture, Marcus? Is that SMU?
That might be their quarter. That's their quarterback.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna laugh at that for a second.
No gloves on. Yeah, that's not Brashard.
Okay.
DeMonte Green Bean says Chris needs. Yes, he does. He needs some help, and he needs some help right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I agree with Christian.
I'm harder on Norman Lott, though, a guy who's had like 60 run defense reps in his college career. Like, I mean, that's why I'm rough on guys like that, because I just can't see guys like that staying on the field for 3 downs. And I want that for Chris, right? It's either get a guy who can play 3 downs next to Chris, or we're going to have to draft 2 different guys, one good at run, one good at pass in the first 5 rounds. That's it. Like, those are the 2 options, right?
You said, well, I mean, the thing is, I want a guy that's ready to go.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if I'm sitting over here, I can't wait on a project for a guy to be like, I'm shoot, you need to come out and explode right now. So
I'm with you.
Jeremy Goat, I was in the joint with a boy that would do 225 for 4 sets of 25. Super strong. That's pretty strong. I'd love to see his measurements.
He said, how many reps?
He would do 225, 4 sets of 25. So he was doing 25 reps of 225. That's like prime Arnold Schwarzenegger numbers there.
He said, I was in a joint with a boy that would do 225 for 4 sets of 25 super strong. Yeah, Jeremy, this ain't official. It's like doing. Is that what, Jeremy? We talking about, no shade to him, but I'm talking about like locking out. That's, NFL locking out. It makes sure them jokers make sure this sucker's locked out right here. And they will not count it. My first 3 days, nope. I was like talking about it, like, what are you talking? Oh, he's a lockout, and I thought I locked mine all the way out. I knew I was, because I would do 34 to 32 every time.
In case you not bounce off the chest either.
No, you can't. I mean, you can't really bounce. No. Touch, come on up.
Mm-hmm.
Break your breastplate.
Yeah, big time. All right, so now we're going to go to JD's second guy. The guy JD's talked about a few times on the show, and now JD's going to showcase him here.
Woo-wee. Yes, sir. Let's start this. I'm just going to clap for him right here, okay? All right. Tez Johnson. I tell you what, Tez Johnson, to me, I'm not even going to talk about just on the field stuff. I'm going to talk about just kind of off the field things about him, like his character. I know he was kind of taken in under Bo Nix, his family, Tez Johnson. You could just tell his demeanor about who he was on the field, how hard he works. They talked about his work ethic, just his character, kind of a quiet guy. But, Tez Johnson, to me, I know everybody kind of talks about his weight or his lack of size that he has, okay? I always talk about his lack of size. But when I look at a guy like this guy right here is all heart. He don't take it into account, his size. He don't worry about that. I think it's everybody else that's talking about his size and what he can do and what he can't do. What I do know, when you watch him on film, he's blowing by people. He's blowing by them. He's very productive. He plays hard, catches the football really well, runs great routes, gets in after break. Probably, like when I'm sitting there watching these guys, He's to me, he's like a pro's pro. He's a guy that you had to worry about, like saying, "Hey, can you get another rep in?" He's not that guy. He's the type of guy to be after practice catching balls with Patrick Mahomes before being asking. He probably asked Pat, "Hey man, can you throw me some extra balls? Can you do this? Can you do that?" In the film, when I was just watching my film, man, he was just running by guys. He's silky smooth, able to get up. When I say get up through, I think everybody kind of underestimates, somewhat of his speed. And I think it's what everybody kind of goes to because he is, he is a smaller guy, smaller stature guy. But I'm trying to think, how big is Devontae Smith? How big is he in Philly?
I think he's got like 15, 20 pounds on him though.
15, 20? You think it's that much?
Yeah.
He weighs
178. What?
170.
170?
Yep.
Okay.
Xavier Worthy's 172.
172?
Yeah.
It's almost 20 pounds.
It's almost 20 pounds.
Well, and I read that they actually, when he first went to Alabama, they tried to get him on a weight, like a diet to get his weight up.
Yeah.
He started to develop hamstring issues, and they just told him, "All right, let's take away the weight." So then they got rid of the weight so he can be run free. Yeah. So he developed hamstring issues from gaining weight. So some of these guys, they have a stature, and that's it.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, when you have a guy like this, if he's used to it playing at this size, then let him play. Let him play with it, what he's used to playing.
Let him play until he gets knocked out. Sure.
Right. And the thing is, he hadn't been knocked out. I didn't see nobody really knocking him out.
Yeah, I mean, but come on, like you said about Farmer, though, probably about to go with the big boys soon.
He is, but what I didn't see is
playing against Washington State anymore.
Yeah, but what I seen is, when the competition, he always showed it. So it wasn't like he was getting stifled anywhere. He had 83 catches for 898 yards, 10 tubs. That's what he did. So he has that. We're also talking about as a returner. That's another thing he can do. So he has the ability to play both the wide receiver, return the football. He's game ready. He can catch the daggone football. He knows how to get down and knows how to get open in zone. And man, I like it. I do. I like it. I like his toughness. Same thing they do. They're talking about Xavier Worthy. They're going to break him up, Xavier Worthy. And then, next thing you know, he's hitting his head on the goalpost. And, he's doing the little dance in the end zone, right? He's running past everybody. So, like you said, until he gets knocked out, until I see it, hey, he's going to be fine. So what are you going to do?
I didn't hear no bell.
Huh?
I said, "You're telling me I didn't hear no bell."
You're going to try to knock me out. Yeah.
I didn't hear no bell.
Well, I will say, just to talk about his weight, so Dexter McCluster was 170. D'Anthony Thomas was also 170. So these are all guys we've had in the past who were all like running back, receiver hybrid types, and they were all about 15
D'Anthony
pounds.
Thomas got hit so hard he rethought the rest of his life, dude. I mean, you're bringing up a guy who
No, I was talking about smaller guys we've had who, and they weighed a little bit more than him. The only guy I could think that weighs less than him that I've ever seen play was the Reds or Commanders kickoff returner Brandon Banks, who weighed 155. Who was a phenomenal special teams guy. If you guys go back and look at what Brandon Banks did, I think Brandon Banks actually went to Kansas State too, I believe.
His biggest comp is Tank Dell.
Yes, he's that guy. He's that dude.
Yeah, no, I know, but he's that guy if he ever plays again. And that's kind of the point with Tez, right? I mean,
Tank got hurt on a route. Like it wasn't like the dude hit him. He got hurt on the route, like playing.
I know, but he's torn like 3 different parts of his knee at this point. Like it's not, I mean, maybe he's not.
But that's nothing to do with him being small, though, dude. That's just him
not being built to play the game of football. Really? I mean, it's not.
He's been playing. Tez, you've been playing. I mean, he's been playing football. He's played exceptionally
yeah, you might be
well.
done at the age of 22, though. You know what I mean?
That's but that has nothing to do with weight, though. There's nothing to do with weight.
Knee. I mean, we sit there.
Right.
We talked about, look, he was at Troy, had 86 catches for 1,182 yards. Comes in, Big Ten, 83 catches, 898 yards, 10 touchdowns. I just, for a guy like this, we could say, he's too small, or, he's this and he's that. Okay, fine. But we've seen Xavier Worthy. We've seen him be able to be, show what he can do. Let's say we get Tez up to about 162, 10 pounds under that. Shoot. I mean, I don't think throwing 4 or 5 more pounds on him is going to be that big a deal. Get him a little bit more muscle. Shoot, he might just mature just body-wise. But I just say, like, as far as like character-wise, he's a stand-up guy.
Oh, man.
He's the type of guy that you want on your team.
He's someone you root for sure. And he eats. I mean, I'm not dogging on him. I'm just, naming the downside. The plus side is he eats single coverage. You cannot guard him single coverage.
No.
He is 100th percentile in separation. 100th percentile in separation. Yeah. He creates more separation than anyone else in this entire draft. And it's not even close. You cannot guard him with one guy. You just can't. Do I think that we are extremely attracted to that possibility? 100%. It's very attractive. It's very enticing. And where he's going, because a lot of teams are probably going to be scared away by that lack of size.
Uh-huh.
He probably will last. He'll probably last a little longer. Here's another cool thing about him. He also tries blocking. Like, he's scrappy.
Yeah.
He tries to block. He throws that little 140-pound body into it sometimes, tries blocking people. He tries to do it.
Yeah. He's trying to show everybody, that, like, hey, man, y'all keep talking about my size and I ain't this, I ain't all that. Let me just show you.
Yeah. I kept reading that, like, he's everything that a team wants if they were going to draft Bond. Like, this is what they want Bond to be. Like, Tez Johnson is what Bond should be.
Right.
And he's just not. He's like the anti of all of it. Cannot get one-on-one separation like that. Does not block anybody. This guy does all that. He's just a little – like, if he was Bond's size, or let's say he was Worthy size, we'd be talking about him in, like, the second round, high second. Maybe even, like, creeping into the first the way Worthy did. Just from his, his profile alone. It's just the weight scares people off.
Yeah. Somebody's going to pull him up. Somebody will. Somebody's going to snatch him. You'll see a guy like this, man. He's going to have, a good career. I think he will. I think guys that know that they're small, 5'9", he'll understand. He'll know how to get down. He'll be aware of everything around him. Matter of fact, that's why you probably have the 100%, win rate on it, because he's like, I can't. Shoot, I got to get open. I got to create space. I have to. So.
Does the 4.51 scare you at all for a guy his size? Because we talk about Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith ran one of the fastest, like, for 40 times in that draft class when he came out. I mean, does the 4.51 for a guy who's 155 scare you at all?
Not at all. He's faster. He's faster than that.
I was going to say, yeah. So he could just had a bad run at the combine.
Do you know where he ranked in his 3-cone?
Number 1.
Oh, man.
6'6".
That is what needs.
So, yeah, I'm not worried about that. He's faster than, and they actually said, like, he should have ran at his pro day to improve it, because they know he's faster than that. He said, I don't need to.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah, Tez Johnson, man. I remember JD was all over the Tank Dell hype train a couple of years back, and then he flashed and became the guy. So hopefully Brett Beach is listening to the show and he hears JD's Tez Johnson love. Maybe gets in on that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. So Tez Johnson off the board. Tej, talk to us about your next guy, buddy.
All right. So big reason I did this because we haven't talked about safety. And just the more I thought about it, the more I feel like we should be covering it because I think there's a pretty good possibility that we do draft a safety. We've been surprised in the past about how early we draft them. Cook was a second-round pick, right? Thornhill was what, like a third or second as well?
No, Cook was a third. Yeah.
Third, yeah.
Was he third? Okay, Cook was a third. Thornhill was pretty high too, right? I think Thornhill was second or third also.
He was second or third. He was the same day they drafted McCole. So I think he was third. Second. Thornhill was a second-round pick.
Yeah. So we do have a propensity to draft him early. And Hicks is the only safety I believe we have. Well, no, Connor. When's Connor's contract run out? Because Cook's contract's after this year is done. We signed Edwards to a 1-year deal. Hicks we have for 3 more. So we didn't really replace Reed. So I'm like, man, could we just do another early safety, especially if we don't love some of the options? He said running backs deep. He alluded to DN being deep. So if a guy like Winston's there at 63, I'm in. I think we could do it. I mean, so the player himself would be a top 40 player if he finished the year. He partially tore his ACL, so he only played 2 games last year. Really physical, great instincts, all the tools to become a top flight cover player. Only safety with 85 plus grades at pass and run. Sideline to sideline, ball hawk, always around the ball, intelligent. Did very well when he covered one-on-one. The beauty of him is he could cover well enough to be your free safety, and then he could also play box and slot. So he's just got it all over. Is he the most polished pass defender? No. And if he played the rest of the season, he probably would have ironed out maybe some of the kinks he has at that. So unfortunately, he just didn't have the rest of the season to kind of iron it out. But he's got all the coverage tools, he's got the athleticism. I think if the coaching gets him to where he should be, what a friggin' pairing him and Hicks would be, man. Just thumpers who can run all over the field. There's some other good safeties out there too. I just don't think we're going to have to go after a big one. I like Watts too. I like Makuba, but I think if we're going to go a guy who can do both, because I think we like a guy who can do it both, even though they specialize in one safety or the other. I think we go Winston.
And you said he's a second round guy, second, third round type.
It depends what mock draft simulator you do. In PFF, he makes it to that second round pick sometimes. In the mock draft central one, he gets all the way to the third round for us.
Gotcha.
Second, third.
Brian Cook and Thornhill were both second round picks, so that is right on.
Yep. Yeah, I thought Brian Cook was earlier in the third. So yeah. And it's coming to that time. Brian Cook's, I think we got Cook to basically take over for, hopefully we kind of like have like a pipeline of safeties. Thornhill was on his way out, got Cook. It's the right time to do it.
JD, what do you think about where's your priority on the safety aspect of things? Because Teja brings up a good point. A lot of them are gone. That whole room besides Hicks is pretty much gone.
Safety is one of those positions I thought, we could easily go probably pretty high. We're sitting over saying the picks that we have. I could definitely see probably 66 or 95. I don't know if we get him in the second round, but I like Kevin Winston Jr. a lot. I do. I think he's a solid safety. That's the thing. When I start going through my mocks, some of the safeties, I'll look at them and see who's left over, who we need as far as priority wise. I don't think you could go wrong with a pick. We got Mike Edwards in for another year. We know at least who's going to be here for this past year. Like you said, did we get the heir apparent to Justin Reed? I like Hicks. Shamari's a good play. Cook, has he looked the same after the injury? Not necessarily. I think he still got a lot of ability, but I think they might. I don't know what they're going to do after that, but getting a safety in, I think, might be something that they would definitely like to do for sure. But I do like Kevin Winston Jr. I do like him.
Yeah, and I love his size too, 6'2", 215.
Yeah, man.
Looks good at a big dude back there.
Run. He's got ball skills. See, when you start to get in the second and third round, one thing I noticed about the safeties, they were very good at one or the other. Either they were great ball hawks and their coverage guys, and their liabilities in pass. Like Makuba's a good example of that. Watt's a little less, but he still got his run defense issues, right? Shoestring tackles. Winston tackles and he can ball hawk. He can do both. Like that's if you can get a guy like that who can do that, who has got like no weaknesses in that regard, that's why it's a no-brainer for me, which is crazy because you wonder what you hear these people talk to GMs are like, oh yeah, we didn't really start visiting the idea of getting him until like the day before the draft, day of the draft. It was like, how is that possible? But it happens, right? Like, I mean, I didn't really start thinking about taking safety that high until like the other day. And I was like, man, I can see that. I can get comfortable with that too.
Yeah, I always thought Chiefs were going to get another safety. I always just thought that.
Yeah, I don't know about the second, but if it falls.
Second, that's.
Well, second or early third. There were 3 picks away. So either way, really. But yeah, I mean, if he falls and he's up there on their draft board, I don't think they hesitate to do it.
Yeah. Delonte Green Beans, is there a way they can get 2 more picks in the second and third round? I wish. I think everyone's trying to do that in this draft because the main meat of this draft is that second and third round. I love talent in that second and third round.
Yeah, you could if you trade out of the first round. Yeah, you can do that if you trade out of the first because someone wants a quarterback that badly. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if they fall. Milroe, Dart, Shadur, Cam Ward. They say that Tyler Show guy might go in the first round now. There's late love on him.
Or if there's just a guy that a team wants so bad, they got the extra picks, and they don't want to chance him lasting to them in the second round. But, I mean, in most of those cases, I don't know why we wouldn't be into that guy. So, quarterback would make the most sense. But if there's just someone else lingering there, and then the team's like, you know what? I did not think he'd be there. I'll give up a couple of second-day picks for him. So yeah, some of those QB needy teams, a lot of them. All right. So I mentioned this guy earlier. We were talking about running backs that have some juice, have some speed. Obviously, you guys know Kid Judy's my guy, but we got to look at other guys too, because there's a chance we won't get him. That's good of you to say that.
Yeah. Like I already said, I will rationalize and spin it all day till Sunday. If whoever we redraft a running back, I'm going to love that guy. I'm going to be his biggest fan. But Brashard Smith from SMU projects as a day 3 guy. So this is if we don't go for any of the big name guys that we've been talking about in the show. This is a guy day 3. This is kind of like the Tuten kind of pick. Honestly, yeah, very, very similar to Tuten in a lot of ways. It's fast as heck. So Brashard Smith boasts a legit 4.3 speed 40 with the open field ability to tear apart second level pursuit angles. This is what I do. I kind of like this. So he's a former wide receiver who just recently converted to playing running back. So if you look at his numbers there, that's why he didn't really get many carries and totes. It's because he was a receiver before that. So he is a former receiver playing running back, and the first year being the guy's running back, that's what he did at SMU. Very similar to Tyrone Tracy with the Giants, who tore it up last year when he was given the main role. He was a wide receiver at Purdue, and then he converted to running back his last year there at with the Giants. So with Purdue, and then he came in the NFL and dominated. Brashard Smith is way faster than him, but we saw a receiver successfully go from receiver to running back and dominated. So there's that as far as if you want to look to a running back to receiver kind of thing. But a little background about him. So true freshman in 2021, Smith caught a handful of passes while playing sparingly across 12 games for the Miami Hurricanes. By 2022, he was a bit more involved in the offense, played 11 games with 33 receptions in addition to his kick return duty, so he can play a little bit of special teams. So going back to Bright Beach, talking about a guy who can give us some juice on offense and give us some versatility as being a return man. He's that. He was second team All ACC as a kick returner in 2023, posting 20 returns for 579 yards. That's 29 yards per return and 1 touchdown. And after the 2023 season, he then transferred to SMU, where then he became a running back. Smith landed with SMU and transitioned to a running back, where he had nearly 2,000 all-purpose yards and totaled 18 touchdowns to finish his college career. So a guy who, successfully made the transition from wide receiver to running back. Gotta love that. Obviously, speed demon. We know that. He's a great pass catcher, obviously a receiver, but this is where the kind of negatives come in. He's still raw with the position. I mean, the guy's not going to, he picked up the position. He's an athlete, but, still certain things, he doesn't hit the hole hard. He tries to kind of wait to things for develop in order to kind of get him out there. So things, he's learning still the position. That's why he's a day 3 guy. But great pass catcher. However, needs work on his pass pro. Doesn't take aggressive angles to close down angles on free runners, and he lacks the blocking posture, hand striking, or anchor to consistently hold his gaps. More often than not, this is the one thing that is good about him as a pass protector. He'll throw his shoulder. He's not, it's not like a guy who doesn't know how to block out there. He's a receiver playing, as a third down back, right? But more often than not, he'll throw his shoulder pad into a defender, uncovering a gap, or try to cut low, even when he'd be better served to stick his face in and simply take the block head on. That's something he's still learning at the position. So just overall positives about this guy. Electric open field speed with second gear that allows him to hit home runs consistently. We want that. Pass catching ability, upper echelon, probably one of the best pass catchers of the running backs in this class. But obviously, he was a receiver. Special teams ability. Negatives, vision and anticipation. Pressing the line of scrimmage is almost ground level. Lacks size and mass. And his pass pro is rough as far as a blocker. So that is what we got here with our positives and negatives with Brashard Smith from SMU. Teja, what do you think about Brashard Smith, my man?
Big fan. He's another one of those guys that if you're looking for the 1B in your offense for the zone runs, the drop-offs, the swing passes, the get him in space, Brashard Smith's that guy. Brashard Smith, Tuten, Jaden Blue, RJ Harvey, I think is a little higher than those guys, but that's what you're looking for. I mean, none of those guys, even along with Travion Henderson, are not big-time touch weapons. They're just so I was watching the Chris Sims. I was talking about that earlier. He had Chris Johnson on. Chris Johnson does a lot of college scouting. This is one of his favorite running backs in the draft. He said, in between tackles, outside tackles, he catches out of the backfield. You could split him out wide. So this is someone, obviously he's not your bell cow, but he's someone you throw a couple swing passes to, drop a couple interesting plays for him, have him be your return man. He could play right away. He's a project, but you play him right away in short spurts. You have him be your return man. You get him some plays, get him out in space. Only 250 carries in his college career, so he's fresh, man. You got him fresh for the next 4 years. Like, he's light. Closer to a project, but not a big cutter or dancer. Just crazy speed, crazy straight line speed. Sims's comp was Tony Pollard for him.
That's good.
Okay.
Not as much dancing, but just cut and go.
Yeah, that's all right. That's a good comp for him, because that is how he kind of reminds me. He doesn't have that a lot of the make you miss in a phone booth, but his straightaway speed is what he absolutely does have, and he can absolutely fly. That's one thing for sure. He gets up in that secondary, he is gone. So, the highlights that I've seen of him, I liked every bit of it. Like you said, the only thing is it's a little bit of project. He's a little raw. He didn't have the natural ability of seeing the runs. And I think a lot of it goes into anticipation of where, the blocking scheme is going to be. And like you said, Marcus, part of it, I think, is just being a wide receiver. This is not his natural position. And so, playing back there, man, is a little bit different, especially when against the defenses what they're going to be doing some more complex stuff up front. But he'd work, especially too, maybe a little zone. one cut and go. That's it.
Yep.
That's what you've been looking for a guy like him. But he's another one of those, like you said, small backs that do a pretty decent job. I like him. The reason I like Tuten a little bit more is because he does have that vision. He does have the cuts. He, break tackles a whole lot. But I do like Brashard Smith. I think he's a good back. He's another one of those home run hitter. How you going to utilize him in our offense is really the question over it, right?
Yep. So
that's the thing about it, man. You'll give him a couple of carries, see how he's going to do. Can he get
they're
business?
They're not so much running backs as they are weapons.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
He's a weapon.
Yeah.
You just bring him in. You have design plays for him. You get him out in space, throw a little swing pass his way, see what he can do with it. That's it. There's a few guys like that. I think we can take a shot on it in that, 4th, 5th range.
And I gotta say, like, just the receiver, and I mentioned Tyrone Tracy, but I mean, looking at Tyrone Tracy, the 1 year that he was the running back when he went from Iowa to Purdue, when he became his full-time guy, I mean, his numbers don't even touch what Brashard Smith did as a running back, going from receiver to running back. And Tyrone Tracy was a successful running back last year, almost 1,000 yards, and they didn't start till like week 4 last year as the main guy in New York. So I mean, like, that whole Tracy conversion thing kind of gives us hope to that Brashard Smith could be a guy in the league. Which you love.
Yeah.
All right. So JD's final prospect of the 2025 pre-NFL draft festivities. JD, take us away with your final guy. I know you're gonna love this one.
Yeah, final guy, man. Jordan Burch. Yeah, he's one of the guys, man. Another one you look on film, he has the perfect size for what Spags is looking for on an edge guy, right? We always looked at, Pierce, 6'5", 245, right? Donovan, Ezeruke, he's, 5'3" and 290 pounds. I'm just messing with you. But prototypical guy for playing defensive end for our defense, Jordan Burch is that size. What I like about him is when you see flashes of greatness, he shows every bit of it. He almost looks unstoppable. And then he'll have lulls. He'll have lulls of like, where's he doing? Is he just kind of taking a break? And so he long frame, good hands, very athletic, makes plays. I see him make plays all around, on that defensive line. But he does great against the run, good pass rush. Probably needs a little bit more in his bag. I think he didn't really try a whole lot. That's probably part of his problem, that he's a little bit indecisive on things he wants to do. So when he does that, he just kind of bullet rush. But he's still strong enough. He's strong enough to get back there. That's one thing. He has push. He has great hands. He got great length. He is a natural defensive end. If you look at him, body type wise, when I see him playing, I don't even want to say it, but sometimes you see things like Von Miller, just like the size wise, the way he looks. But production wise, can he produce like a Von Miller? That's something totally different. Okay, not saying he's Von Miller by no means, but when you see flashes of things what he can do, like his greatness, you're like, man, this dude could be a really, really, really good player. Defense like we have, he'll fit right in. Matter of fact, I think he's a guy that to come in, he'll get reps immediately. Immediately, you bring him here. So, I think this guy right here, Jordan Burch, if he figures everything out, staying more consistent, puts it all together, I actually think he'll be a star in this league.
Yeah.
And you heard it here first. I think Jordan Burch really has that ability. And I think somebody's just going to say, hey, man, look, we need to see it every single play. Every single play. Like, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on to be a star? You can't take plays off. We don't need to see things like that. Shoot, go eat first and then take the time off. But right now, we need you to go out there and just play football and show what you can do. So it's going to take a coach to bring it out of him. It really is. Joe Cullen can do that for him. That'd be a hell of a coaching staff for a guy like this and Spags to speak to, saying you have everything in your bag what you have to be a star. You do. You have all the ability, you have all the traits. It's up to you how far you want this to go. So, Jordan Burch, man, great pick if we get it.
And what is he projected like a day 2 guy, or is he like a day 3?
I think day 2. I think if you get him day 3, I don't know if he falls at, like you said, that day 2. I think is when you're gonna start seeing the needs of teams saying, look, we can't pass on a guy like this. Jordan Burch is a guy, I think, defensively, because there's a lot of defensive ends out here and edges, right? That's going to be costing a whole lot of money. They're going to start wiping their heads clean of these guys. Jordan Burch is going to fit right into what they need to do. He's going to be a guy that they do not pass. I think you had to get him day 2. I really do.
Tej, I know you're a Jordan Burch fan as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Burch a lot. He's a little older. He's going to be 24 by the time the season comes around. So that's one reason he might slip a little bit more. I think he's day 2, maybe early day 3 if you get lucky. But yeah, somewhere in that range. He's just he's got a good body too. Look how well proportioned he is.
Yeah,
like he's just solid. He's got good legs. He's got a midsection. He holds that weight well, man. I mean, he's losing 279. I think he was 295 all season. So that right there is almost 300 pounds, dude. Yeah. That's crazy. He's not like a 300 pounder right there. He's just so proportioned. And you don't see usual like DNs at like 300 pounds, like 295. It just shows you how like he moves so well. He's so smooth for his size. That's why the comps on him are so strange, because they all say he's a hard guy to get comps on. I've seen like a bigger Matthew Judon as a comp. I've seen like Leonard Williams as a comp, and I've seen like Mario Williams as a comp. Just not unless Mario Williams was an absolute like freak. So like just a slightly less athletic Mario Williams, right? He's not. If he was Mario Williams athletic, he'd be top 10 pick probably.
Oh yeah.
But he's got that kind of skill set where he moves so well for a guy that size. Big hands, powerful. He can stand up. He can play hands in the dirt. I mean, dude, 6'5", 6'6", almost 300 pounds standing up. That's crazy. He improved a lot throughout college, which I love. I really love guys who improve their time in school. I love seeing that. So he stayed and he played a lot, and he improved every year. Got a nice two-hand swipe. He's got a nice long arm move. He can play some inside. He's obviously big enough. You kick him on inside to play next to Jones. I think he's a very Spags Chiefy player because of his versatility, and you can just play him so many different areas. I'm in.
He gives you a different look too, like when you say from like a George Karlaftis and an FAU, because he's just a bigger body, and he's really athletic. That's the thing about it, man. When you see him like watching him run at 40, it's like running a 4.67, and he's moving.
Yeah. He's a big dude.
Moving, yes. And that Joker, man, he looks good. And you like, dang, God, this sucker right. And I'm telling you, watch. I don't know where he's going to go to. Hopefully he goes with the Chiefs.
I really think his age has been pushing him back. I really think that must be it, because I don't know why I don't see him higher on people's value boards and prospect lists and mock drafts. I don't get it.
Inconsistency. That's what it is. Inconsistency. They don't like seeing guys that look lazy in certain parts of the field. And there's no reason, like, when you look at the film, that's why it's like a head scratcher, because it's like, what does this dude need to figure out? Is he tired, or does he not want it? Which one is it? And so if I'm a coach and I'm sitting over there, I shouldn't have to talk to you about wanting this. I shouldn't. And so if I had to do that part of the job, like how we was talking about that maybe last week, does he love it? Do you love it? Do you love it? That's what I need to know. Because if you love it, if it means enough to you, then you're going to come out here and be a star. You have every attribute that you need to be successful in this league coming in. The question is, what are you going to show? Who am I going to get on Sunday? Am I going to get the guy that's going to be high motor all the time, or I'm going to get a guy that's not trying to run it down from the backside, that needs to make the play if a dude cuts back, and I need for you to be there. That's a guy I can't have on film. That's a guy I can't play, and that's a guy I can't put a whole lot of money in when I'm trying to get you in the second and third. I can't. I got to invest my money wisely. If I'm talking to him. If I'm investing a lot of money into you, I need to see what you're going to do backside. When the ball start running towards you, I need to see what you're going to be able to do. You can't be lollygagging, looking at somebody else to make the play. I mean, that's when you talk about, that's like the concerns coaches have on film, because that is kind of character. Is it laziness? What is it? What's going on? Jordan, let me talk to you. What is it? Well, you need to figure out. And so that's like, getting older guys not gonna matter, because for them it's like, shoot, we get him in the first round or whatever round they get him in. They invest in him for the 5 years or whatever. Then they like, okay, let that be. We trying to win right now though. We get good 5 years out of you, cool. 7, beautiful. But we need it for you to be a star now, especially 25. They need to see more maturity out of a guy like that. You should have it all figured out. So you playing 25 in the NFL, man. You done did a couple of mission trips. Shoot. You know what I mean?
He hasn't missed tackles either. He's a very good run defender.
Oh,
but you can tell between being a tweener and playing end, you can tell he wants to play end if he dropped that 16, 17 pounds before the combine. He wanted to showcase his speed, and he wants to play edge. That's where you can tell he's trying to do that.
That joke look good, man. That's where you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Somebody talk to him.
Yeah. You get paid a lot more as an edge than you do as a tweener D tackle, pass rusher D tackle, especially in this draft. There's too many of those guys in that draft. Don't even try it.
Yeah, that's right.
And also, too, it provides kind of what, like, you know, what JD's been wanting for the other edge outside of Karloff, is kind of a guy who can go get sacks, and a guy who's athletic like that. And, like, you know, Karloff isn't really that guy. He's more the high energy, high motor kind of guy, whereas this would give you why you can make the case that you'd want James Pierce if he's there at 31 for us, like that same kind of thing, but you're getting him around later. Yeah. Appreciate you, Buck and Bob, with the contribution there, buddy. Appreciate you, man. So lost the draft content. I don't watch a ton of college ball, but watching a lot of content, it seems like everyone is just guessing, just because GMs are all smoke and mirrors. Am I wrong? Yeah.
Buck and Bob, appreciate it, brother. He said to have it all figured out at 25, that would be better than me. I'm in my 40s and still dumb it. Well, when I say have it all figured out, I'm talking about on a football field. Like you should know what type of animal you want to be at that point, right? You're not like a 15-year-old. Yeah, I'm a lion or I'm a tiger. No, you should have it figured out. Like, I know I'm a dog. That's what I am. How about that? I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna eat. I'm a bear, and I'm gonna destroy them. And so when you make a decision, we got to see it all the time when you're out there.
Yeah, especially with his job, professional QB killer. That's it.
Sure.
That's it. Yeah. One track mind, go get him.
Woof woof. Shoot. Hey man, NFL. Shoot, shelf life, it ain't gonna be that long. Get what you can get while you can get it. Be that man while you can be that man.
Yeah, it's rare. I mean, last week before we had Pinnell on the show, last week before you got on, JD, we were talking about, like, between you and him, it's like 2 decades plus of NFL experience. The average lifespan in the NFL is 2.8 years. I mean, it's not every day you get to see a guy like you, JD, who was in the league as long as you were. It's like, doesn't happen. That's the rarity.
Mm-hmm. Love you too, Buck and Bob. Or here, I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. All right, I'll be back.
All right, Teja, you can begin with your prospect. JD is
right,
take care of his allergies. Poor guy.
Kentucky, man, dang out of Kentucky.
Yeah, I told you the allergies are bad. You were like, "Nah, I don't get allergies." Like, yeah, I'm dying this year, man. I
don't, man. And for the last 2 days, Marcus, and I was sitting there thinking, I'm making fun of you. And I'm sitting over here, my nose is running. I'm just like, what the heck? Yeah, got it. So, all
right, Teja. Another Oregon guy. We got the Oregon.
Yeah, his teammate.
The Oregon Ducks here, baby.
So similar to safety, linebacker is something I've looked at lately. because I've rationalized how we might need one pretty soon. I know we just re-signed Bolton. That's amazing. Tranquil's got to get out of his contract after next season. And then Chanel's a free agent after the season. So we're going to make some decisions soon. And usually when it comes time to making decisions on multiple players, you usually draft a cheaper option to fill in one of those. So I could see us re-signing Chanel and going younger and then having an athletic trio, especially around Bolton, who's not the most athletic linebacker. I'm not going to get into Bolton slander here, but it'd be good to have him next to two guys who are extremely athletic. And Jeffrey Bassa is definitely bringing that, right? So I do like a couple of guys in this range in the middle rounds, but he's 6'2", he's 235. He's big enough to take on tight ends and running backs, and he's even matched up against slot receivers on occasion. He's a former safety, so he's got that coverage background. He's a smooth mover. He's also cool at sticking his nose in there and getting dirty. He's not just one of those finesse coverage linebackers. He can read lanes. He can react. He's vocal. He's a leader. He's explosive, not that twitchy, but he is explosive. And while he's looking to maybe eventually replace Drew, he's also a standout special teamer. So that's something he can contribute this year while also getting some reps at linebacker. Weak side will.
Player comp wise, we talk about athleticism. Is he like a Willie Gay?
I mean, I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that big of a freak. Willie Gay was a freak coming out at college. I mean, I don't think not many people rival Willie Gay coming out of school. I can look and see what his player comps are, though. Jeffrey Bassa player comp.
Is he a day 3 guy?
Yeah, he's day 3. He's probably in the 4th round. I've seen him go earlier than that. It depends on the mock draft. I've seen him go around 100. I've seen him go in that early 100s, though. 100 to 140 probably is probably his range, under 150. So, yeah, 3rd, 4th round. Player pro comp, Okereke, which I'd be totally fine with.
I love that, yeah.
Be very nice. Cedric Gray. Not a lot of player comps. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, with Chanel as a free agent after next year, Tranquil is a free agent after next year, or is this his contract year?
He has a get out year.
Interesting.
So I think he might be done with his guaranteed money. We can recoup, I think, $5 to $7 million back.
I mean, so like a lot of these positions, I mean, this is on the table as well. I mean, and I remember during the combine, Veach did talk about linebackers being somewhat impressive in this draft, which you don't hear a lot of people saying that about this draft. But the fact that he specifically mentioned linebackers was interesting because it was a lot of speculation going on because we hadn't signed Bolton yet. I was like, oh, Veach is talking about the linebackers in this draft. Does that mean Bolton's not going to be re-signed? And then obviously he got re-signed after that. However, I mean, yeah, just interesting that Veach did specify linebackers if you go back to March. So if you go back to his combine presser, he did talk about that.
Dan Headley, Chad Greenway, other comps. Dre Greenlaw, another comp.
I wouldn't mind that.
Just a very, very good coverage linebacker who's not afraid to get his nose dirty and make some tackles. Which, I mean, he's a big guy too, man.
Yeah, 6'3", 212 or 232?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6'3", 6'1", 232, sorry.
He can go. I had him at 6'2", but you could very well be right. That could very well be right.
Yeah, this is all the measurables from the combine.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, nice to have a guy that'll be able to stick on running backs, tight ends, and slot receivers. We've certainly had that problem over the past couple of years. So, people want to try to make Bolton into some like fast, twitchy guy who can also cover the seam. Well, no, you just draft the guy who can do that and let Bolton be Bolton. That's what you do. So, that's the ticker. Yeah. Zerline has him going in the 4th round. So
okay.
Around there. Okay. On early hundreds.
Yeah. So, Jay, do you know much about this Jeffrey Bassa guy from Oregon?
I watched a little bit of him. I think he's a good player. I think he's what I'm trying to think of what I thought about him before. I think as far as tackling and coming down and making plays was something a little bit different. I think he's more of a finesse guy. But I like him. You said he does a good job. I think it was one thing they were talking about how good he does cover against.
Yeah, he's a former safety.
Yeah, so that's one thing do like. Being you playing weak backer, so he's going to be playing, a little bit, on the flow. So, speed that's what you want to be able to see. Can he get downhill when you need for him to? And meet him at the meet the guy in the hole I think is some of the question. But I think, man, he looked like a pretty decent player. So I don't know where is he projected to go?
Fourth
round. Okay.
Yeah. Can also play this year while he's learning the ropes. He's a really good special teamer too.
Okay.
So that'll help this year.
Day three guy's definitely going to be playing special teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't got no choice.
You want that. And he ran a 4.63. That's pretty good. It's no joke. I mean, he's not, he's not, he's not Willie Gay, but he's, it's pretty good.
Tell you what, just based on this picture, got good looking calves right there.
I was going to say,
nice calves.
That I'll tell you what, man, that Oregon program, that Nike sponsorship's doing all right. They got some pretty proportioned dudes, man. Him, Burch, Derek Harmon, and Connerly. They're proportioned guys. They're big proportioned dudes.
Yeah, they're doing right up there at the Nike factory.
Yeah, they're doing something right over there.
But yeah, big cast, man. I don't mean you're gonna be fast.
That's true.
No, it doesn't.
Small ankles now. There you go.
Yeah, I got big calves and small ankles, JD.
Do you?
That's that 4.5 speed right there.
There you go. Yeah. Like I got small ankles too. You talk about my ankles, like, hey man, that's speed right there.
Is that a thing with people who are small ankles that they're generally faster? Is that the
That's what they
is that
say.
a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what they say. I mean, I don't know if the size behind it. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I got small ankles. Yeah, I'm fast. So yeah.
Interesting. Stu, the Pistons won the next game. All right, Jeffrey Bassa, don't mind it. Linebacker, where do you kind of put? I forget where your chart back there, JD. Where's linebacker on your chart as far as your priority?
My priority wise, I think
you don't have it on there.
I do not. Nope. I don't have a linebacker.
All right.
Only have it on the board. So Drew Brisay said, "I hope JD didn't blow his eardrums out." No, I didn't. I feel tons better though. Seems like the more I speak and talk, man, the worse it gets. The stuff.
Does the fact that Chenault's a free agent and we have a get out of Tranquil's contract next year, would that maybe change prioritization of linebacker or no?
Shoot. Chenault should have at least one more year?
Yeah, this is it. This is contract year.
Jeez. What? Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we got a few positions that are.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying when you went away. It was like linebacker's kind of like safety for me. It was one of those I wasn't really thinking about. When you look at those future contracts, you're like, man, that room's going to be real empty coming soon, man. We need to start stockpiling some talent here in these rounds.
Yeah, you might be able to find a quality guy. There's a lot of different guys.
Yeah.
Later rounds, that you could possibly get. The dude from Notre Dame, Kaiser, something like that. He's another one that's like later on. There's a dude from UCLA that's pretty good.
Yeah,
there's some decent linebackers. Yeah, there's some good guys that you could get later on.
Mondon from Georgia. A lot of people like him too.
Yeah,
he tore up the combine. He tested real well.
Yeah. So linebacker could be it. This could be the guy. Keep in mind, Jeffrey Bassa, everybody. All right, the final prospect of our 2-month-long extravaganza of our prospect show is Rylie Mills. I believe we had a few people asking for us to talk about him. So Rylie Mills. So look at his numbers here. I mean, you can see this guy's pretty dang good. But of course, again, another D tackle. So let's put that in there as far as maybe another guy that we can be right about. Potential day 3 steal. Now, if this guy, I'll get into his injury. He got injured in the playoff game against Indiana, I believe. And if he doesn't get hurt, he's a day 2 guy, not a day 3 guy. So let's put it out there. So Rylie Mills, blue collar grinder with good instincts for the position and notable power in most phases of the position. Twice listed, this is interesting. Twice listed as a member of Bruce Feldman's annual freak list for The Athletic. Mills is credited with 32-inch vertical jump, a 9-foot broad jump, and nearly 600-pound squat. So this guy's the real deal athlete here. They is noted as country strong. I saw on a few different websites. Rylie Mills is country strong. I believe he's from Illinois. Capable of bullying guards back in the backfield for disruptive reps. Mills is a rotational defender in 2021 before assuming a more prominent role with the team in 2022. He would start 35 of the next 39 games for the Notre Dame, including a breakout 50-year senior campaign in 2024 that saw him claim second-team All-American honors from both ESPN and Sporting News for his play. If you guys watch college football, if you guys don't watch college football, this team, Notre Dame was one of the best in the they were the team that lost in the championship. So Notre Dame was really good all year long. In the last 2 years, their defense has been really good. So this guy was a big part of why that Notre Dame defense was so dang good. But Mills suffered a season-ending ACL tear against Indiana in the college football playoff and missed the physical portions of the pre-draft process as a result, which will also eat into the early part of his rookie campaign. So we're talking about a guy, day 3. If we do draft him, we won't see him till probably midway through his rookie season, if that. ACL injury in December. What about 8 to 9 month recovery, depending on how the process is going. But we're talking about a long time for a ACL injury. But again, day 3 guy. But without that ACL injury, you aren't getting him day 3. It's like kind of the same thing we talked about with Josh Simmons. You aren't getting him at 31 and when he doesn't have that injury. So you are getting a talented guy, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer to see this guy. So positives about him: really powerful hands, creates a notable knockback at the point, and let him play stronger than his frame. Showcases a strong football IQ for execution of assignments and abilities to jump a gap and flatten to the football. Savvy rusher with his lean frame, hands to occupy, throwing windows and pinballs off of twists and stunts seamlessly. And his knocks. Not that many knocks on this guy. And I looked at a bunch of websites to give me something that's like tangible. This is knocks. He was injured. That's the biggest knock for him. That he got injured in December and he won't see him play till week 7 of the NFL season. So okay, maybe not year 1 we won't get to see him play. I don't say it's a knock on the guy. Other knock is the age. He's going to turn 24 in August. Again, is that really a big knock? I mean, he's 24. I mean, what? Give a year or two. But the only thing I saw tangibly was lacks consistent first step explosiveness. That was the one thing I saw. Everything else was he's coming off an injury and he's turning 24. So if we're talking about those two being the only knocks for guys to be a day 3 pick, take him in the day 3, please. And we talk about double dip. Yes, give me this guy a day 3. I'd be so happy about getting Rylie Mills. And I'll be honest, I didn't know much about him. I remember watching the Notre Dame game when he got hurt in that Notre Dame playoff game. But 6'5", 291, a guy who could do it all at the DT spot. It's kind of if we were drafting in day 2, I'd be happy about it. Forget the injury aspect of it. If you get this guy in day 3, forget about it. I love it. What do you guys make of Rylie Mills?
No, shoot, he's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a player. I mean, shoot, I don't think you say anything bad about him, to be honest with you, other than the injury in itself. Other than that, man, he was balling out. I remember I forgot what I was watching, but I remember him, being a dominant force inside there. And he's I mean, shoot, he got all the tools. So you're saying, man, That's the question. ACL tear. Does he come back from that? You said if he's a day 3 guy, I mean, I think you take a chance on him. If he can be anything what he showed, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. So no, I like him. I like him a lot, man.
The all coming off injury team, Simmons, Winston, Mills. Let's get a bunch of guys who were getting discounts on because they were injured last year.
DL Walker also. Let's get
DL
DL Walker.
yeah,
also.
Sure. Yeah, just keep adding it to it. I like Mills. I think they. I know NFL.com had him projected at 6th round, so that'd be great. We don't have a 6, but we could always. We have a 224, so we could just trade something. They could move up like 10, 15 spots and get him. It'd be awesome. Versatility, inside out. Another one of those guys that we like. Definitely a better pass rusher than run defender. Probably just rotational until he gets a bit stronger, keeps his pad level lower. Those are his biggest knocks, really. 24. Really won't be playing full time until 25 because of the ACL. So you're talking about a guy who's going to be playing the majority of snaps at 25 for the first time for you. That's probably a big reason why he might be slipping, because not only is he 24, he's also going to probably lose most of the year with you. So that, there's a discount for that. So I'm okay with doing it, but that's why he's probably slipping. I mean, if he was healthy and ready to go, even if he was 23 and a half turning 24, he'd still probably be in like probably the 4th, 5th round range. But yeah, he's one of the guys you go after, right? If we talked about not being able to get one of those D tackles who can do both pass rush and run defend. This would be one of the guys you get to be your pass rusher in the interior, right? You get him and you get your run stuffer late in the draft too. There's plenty of those, a lot of meat into this draft for those kind of guys. So, yeah, I'm totally okay with it in the 6th round.
Well, for me, it's just like I get the whole age thing, but not really though, because every year free agency, NFL teams are picking up guys who are 27, 28. I mean, at least you're getting a guy who's 24, maybe 25 in his 2nd year, but he's in your system. He'll be 25 when he's fully healthy, and we're talking about a guy who's probably a day 2 guy if he is healthy. And you never really actually get a chance to get it. But the fact that the consistent thing I saw for as far as Knox was just the lack of consistency in his first step explosiveness. They bring up age and injury. It's come on, really?
He was playing out of control at times. That was 2 of his knocks on PFF.
It's they're reaching for negatives. It's
must play with controls. That's 2. It's the same one twice. Pad level. I saw a couple times. Plays a bit high. But a lot of these, I mean, that's
No, it's a lot of the knocks against the tackles, but for him specifically, I guess they're trying to rationalize him being a day 3 guy for his numbers and how good he played, and they try to rationalize it by he's old and he's coming off an injury. Okay, well, the guy's going to be a player who's going to play for a couple of years, right? It's not just, we're not just basing off 1 year for a guy. So I don't know. I think a team like us, and I think, every playoff team is going to want to go get a guy like this who can be beneficial for you, in year 2 and year 3. It's not all just based on the 1 year. So I think whoever gets him is going to steal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shoot. Look,
he's an NFL player, is what he is.
He's if he plays. If you get him this year, you still got another 3 good years with this guy, okay? And he's still going to be, 28 when he finishes out with that? Get him to another contract, like another 3 or 4 years. You could have a guy like this play 2 contracts. I don't think those things, man, as far as the age and stuff, is a big deal either. I mean, there's guys, Travis Kelce's 35?
Yeah.
Chris Jones is what? How old is Chris Jones?
31, 32?
31? I think it's 31 or 32. Yeah. So you can still have guys, especially don't have a lot of miles on themselves. To play, 2 good contracts. If his knee comes back, you're gonna have a beast. That's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have a baller. And so that's all you just wait. You just wait for that knee to heal. Do you take a chance, an opportunity on a guy like this? I think you do. especially if you already got guys there that's playing now. He's for the future. He's a guy that you can use for the future that can come in and give you something. So you just invest in your future. So while he's getting better, while he's healing up, he can watch all the guys around him, just go ahead and play. They can immerse him into, the room and the culture and everything with the Chiefs. When he comes out there, everybody's going to be like, oh, my gosh. Like, yeah, man, I forgot about this dude. Rylie Mills. Yeah, he's killing it. So that's what you would hope would happen with a guy like this. And I'm always amazed when they say he's standing up. Sucker's 6'5".
Yeah. Padlock, of course, it's going to be high, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to look high against a dude who might be 6'2", at center or guard or 6'3". Shoot. Sometimes you just got to get, stand straight up, go get the rush.
You got to be careful, though. We draft too many of these guys. We're not going to have a draft class in 2025. It's going to be a 2026 draft class.
We're not going to get all the guys that are injured. Like, let's D.L. Walker's hurt too. Let's get him. Rylie Mills.
Winston Jr.
Yeah, put him on the plate. Winston Jr.
Your boy Simmons.
Yeah. We're gonna get
all these running backs who are injured. I think they're all healthy. I think
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not looking forward to play 2025. It's 2026.
Isaiah Bond probably won't be able to play till next year or two. That's another one for different reasons. But he probably won't be able to play. He won't be eligible to 2026.
From what it sounds, that joker might not get to play at all.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, reading that last week was rough. I didn't realize it was that. Yeah.
But so Linda has a great question here. It's not a dumb question. There's no dumb questions, Linda. What is the purpose of all the mock drafts? Just for good debates, bragging rights? It's like a game that you think what they're going to get, right? It's a guessing game. And you believe that like the Chiefs are going for a particular player because of need. But a lot of the mock drafts, it's just kind of fun for guys to get into it. I like it because you kind of get to play along like you're the GM.
Yeah.
So
it's playing with scenarios.
It's not, for me, it's not bragging rights. I'm not saying, oh man, I got it right. Like, no, for me, it's like, at the end of the day, there's gonna be a lot of trades, and there's a lot of 5th round, 6th round trades. No one's projecting that. I mean, unless you're Oz, the mentalist, no one else is doing that. But yeah, no, I like mock drafts because it kind of tells you where guys are slated to go. Like, I may think a guy's a higher pick, but like some of these, PFF and all these things will have guys in certain tiers. Like, he's a round 2 or 3 guy. Where okay, well, I'm not going to get round 5, round 6. Just so you kind of mentally know going into the draft, like where that guy's supposed to go, or if a guy's falling, like whoa, like every mock draft I did, I had him in round 1 or 2, and now he's in round 4 right now. I wonder why that is. I think we saw it a couple years ago with Joey Porter Jr. I think some mocks had him going like in the teens. He ended up going 34 to Pittsburgh. So you see that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I like it mostly because I get acquainted with a lot of players who I eventually do more deep diving in when I do a lot of mock drafts, because you're like, okay, oh shoot, I didn't get a linebacker. It's the first pick of the 7th round for us. Like, let me see who's there. And you're like, well, we need a will linebacker. And then you start kind of looking at the guys in that range. And then you're like, okay, well, shoot, linebacker's not that deep this year. So let me look at maybe more of the more shallow linebackers who are available in the 4th round. So then you look at the 4th round linebackers and you see what guys are available at that range. You get to kind of, see the ebbs and flows of some of the positional scarcity and positional strengths in the draft.
Yeah. And Boot does say that there is a feel of bragging rights when you do hit the right one. Like, yeah, I got the guy. Like, yeah, I need to be a GM. Oh, yeah, there you go. Hey, shoot.
I've done so many of them at this point. I can't really brag about getting some of these right. I mean, I'm sure I'll get some of these right at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only person I'm probably really happy about is Judkins. That's all what I'm going to be like, yes, you got my guy. Mock drafts don't really give me that my guy feel.
Yeah.
Like doing shows like this.
Not my guy, but I mean, we've looked at enough guys who are like, shoot, I know what we're getting out of that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you're happy about it because you know the strengths and the things that the Chiefs want out of him right away, right? I like that part. By the way, Mills player comp, Zach Seiler. Good comp.
I'll take that.
So
Yeah.
she said
Zach Seiler was a late bloomer. He was a 7th-round pick in 2018, hardly played his first 3 years, and then his last 2 seasons in year 8 and 9, 10 sacks each.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Guy just worked his ass off to eventually become the guy, man. That good for him.
Rylie Mills next, man. Next man up.
Yeah. Look, humble brag. Yeah, it is humble brag. I'm like, same thing here. Linda, I don't watch a lot of college football. I don't. I usually go when I'll check out some of the film, some of these analysts. I'll look at the combine. I'll look at some of the Senior Bowl, some of the practices and whatnot inside of that. But I'm not really a big college football guy. Not at all. So
neither am I. I'm what they call a draft sicko. That's what they call
draft sicko.
They're called draft sickos. Just guys that just when the draft rolls around, just like start rolling around the mud with the prospects and just start listening and learning and figuring it all out. I love it. I'm not a college guy. I don't Marcus tell you. I don't like college football at all. I don't watch any of it.
Yeah, I try to get every year around the holidays when I'm watching like the bowl games or whatever, or like a week 12 of the college season. He's like, what are we doing here? Let's watch a movie. I'm like, no, let's watch the college games on. And he was like, dude, why? Who cares? I'm like, dude, don't you care? The draft 4 months away. He said, yeah, I'll do research when the time comes.
Yeah, too early.
Yeah. That's pretty much me.
That's like me with March Madness caring about college basketball 3 days before my brackets are due. That's that as well for me.
Very similar. Wow, a lot of anti-college guys on here. What am I surrounding myself with?
It's It's tons of games. There's
a lot.
That's one thing, and it's just like everybody's playing in these meaningless bowls. You got the Hawaiian Punch Bowl. And things like that. Just
the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Yeah, man. So I like watching my NFL football. I like the competition. I like the skill set. College had to be blown. Yeah, when you see games at 70, I'm like, are they playing defense? Is there any defense out here? If you score 50 and 60 and 70 points a game, I'm like, you don't deserve to be out there on the field.
I remember it was 2019, the year before COVID. I remember Yahoo Fantasy offered college football fantasy, and we did it. Me and a bunch of my friends did it, and like you said, JD, like 70 point. Like we literally used our same scoring that we used for the NFL for college, and the games were like 250 to 300. It was ridiculous.
That's crazy,
especially when the games go to overtime too.
Yeah, what you said. Hello, those are cupcake games.
Yeah,
too many mistakes and mismatches with QBs running around until you find an open guy. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of our Prospect Mondays. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We learned a lot. And I hope you guys learned a lot about everything we've just discussed on these Monday shows. A lot of prospects. I think after I post all these clips tomorrow, I think we'll be at like 50-something, maybe a little bit more than that, 50-something players that we discussed over the last, I would say, month and a half. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed it. Wednesday night is the Chief Concerns mock draft. We'll be doing one on here with everybody. So JD, myself, Teja, will be, doing a simulation of PFF, talking about who's on the board, who we want to go here. And of course, you guys will weigh in as well. So it'll be a collective Chief Concerns mock draft on Wednesday. Thursday night, the live stream after we pick or if we trade. And then and then Friday, the reaction after the second and third round, so around 11 o'clock. And then Sunday after the draft concludes, or Saturday after the draft concludes, that we'll do a live reaction show here. So you guys got tons of more time with us this week. So we hope you guys enjoy it. We hope you guys enjoy these Monday shows. It's been awesome. As a guy who does watch college football, I don't really know a lot of the stories behind these guys. So doing this show actually helped me as well, even somebody who does watch college football, because there's so many games to watch.
Yeah. Some of them have really compelling stories. And we're going to hear about a lot more of them in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to have some battles on Wednesday because we all have a vision of what we want this team to look like. And, you know, we're going to come out of this stronger, but and better. There's going to be some battles. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
You better bring some gloves, JD. Bring some gloves and some Advil.
Huh? Oh no, man. Listen, look, we're gonna be right. We're gonna be ready. I think with the guys I put out here, hopefully they'll touch them. But I do believe I'm pushing for them round one, baby, to be Josh Simmons. Yeah, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go.
You better start playing on some contingency plans because he might not be there.
He might not be. He might not be. Somebody said, would we move down and go get a guy? I don't think so. I think if Simmons is gone, I think we'll move on. Probably get somebody else. So we'll just have to see, man. We appreciate it, man, for talking about my hat. Hopefully my allergies get better. Thank you, Linda. I'm sitting over here and I'm just like, feel like I'm just talking to my nostrils. But yeah, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we get to the point now we can actually get in and see what the Chiefs want and just start moving forward, man. It's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be an exciting time. So
it's going to be great. I'm really excited for all this.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You have some hot dogs for the draft, JD?
Never. Never.
It's like I asked you to drink poison.
Yeah, it is. Right? You could not see a hot dog in front of me and expect me to eat that thing.
Come on, man. Put some of that cream hunt chili on it, man. Have one of those Cincinnati dogs.
Oh, man. Never.
Cincinnati dogs.
I mean, at this point, as an older person, you got to move it to brats. I mean, you can't go back. I think you just there you go. No hot dog. See? Buck and Bob. My man, right on the point.
Everyone's grossed out by the hot dog thing.
You had to have brats. I mean, at this point, man, at the 30, you should never have another hot dog in your life.
No corn dogs?
Corn dog?
There's no corn dog fans in this chat. There's no corn dog fans here.
You should be done with corn dogs at 15.
You guys are all afraid to say you like corn dogs.
At like 10. I haven't had a corn dog in years, dude. Hot dogs.
I haven't had a corn dog in years either, but the thought of one is a little appetizing. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm the type of friend. I'm a type of friend that if I hear that you're cooking hot dogs, I will say, you know what? I'm gonna bring you some brats over to cook. What kind of brats you want? I'll buy the brats. You can do hot dogs all you like, but I will bring you some brats, okay, for the grown-ups. I get if you got kids and you need something for the kids.
JD, Nathan's like corn dog nuggets are outstanding. You have to go to the restaurant to get them, though. They don't sell those things in the store. Even if they did, I wouldn't get it. But the actual in-restaurant ones, if you can find one, corn dog nuggets. Ooh, boy.
Corn dog nugget. Listen to that.
Like little mini wieners. They're amazing, man. I got to say, too, we were in Vegas, and I was like, what kind of restaurants are in this hotel? So I saw Nathan's. I was like, Nathan's, huh? Shit, let me go down there and see if they have the corn dog nuggets. They didn't have them. I was so mad. I was like, what do you mean you don't have them tonight? You don't have them tonight, like Saturday, or you don't have them in general? Like, no, in general. I was like, what kind of Nathan's is this, dude? Close this shit down at this point. No. Shouldn't even be zoned.
That's almost like trying to just talk to me and eating like boneless wings. If I got traditional wings there, I'm not eating boneless wings.
I might get wings for the draft, actually.
That'd be good. That'd be a nice move.
I was thinking of that. I might do wings for the draft.
Yeah, wings.
I'm going quesadillas.
Quesadillas? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wings and pizza, man. They got a spot here in town. Paula Pizza. Oh, my gosh. Man. Wow. Incredible pizza. Oh, my goodness. And the wings are smoked. Delicious.
That sounds good. I was thinking of maybe barbecue, maybe get some ribs too. I'm torn. I need to really narrow it down. But hey, there's 3 draft days, so maybe I don't have to narrow anything.
That's true. Pizza, yeah. Actually, I actually do some. I think I have like some coupon coins, some coupon tokens with Pizza Hut. So might have to do some Pizza Hut
Coupon tokens.
Whatever. I got what do you call it? Points? What do you call it when you build points and you accrue
Points.
Yeah, I got points. Coupon
tokens, like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, coupon tokens.
Coupon tokens.
I was trying to remember what they call them.
I mean, hey, if they let you convert the tickets into pizza, that'd be amazing at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, I don't want any of these toys.
That's true. That's good. Yeah, they should
just
do
get a
that.
medium.
Yeah. Yeah. Chuck E. Cheese, if you want to order takeout for their pizza, like at their place, it's expensive as heck. It's like $30 for like a large pizza. Expensive. That's how they stay in business, though. The few Chuck E. Cheeses that are around, they stay in business because their pizza prices are so expensive.
Crazy, man.
So now that Sherry said, will you say on X when you will be on Thursday?
Yeah. We have the so our stream schedule is on X and now Nana Sherry. So Nana, go to X and it's there already. It already shows our stream schedule, a time, date, everything. So yeah, it's also on our YouTube page as well. If you go to posts, it's the first one on there. So
yeah,
got you covered.
All right. Well, listen, I know y'all getting tired of us talk. We didn't say what we need to say tonight. Appreciate it. Checking us out. On Wednesday, we're going to become a little bit more fire, so come in. Matter of fact, how about we do this? If any of you all make a mock out here, okay, how about we would love to show it. Is there a way we can show some mocks out here for some people?
Yes, send your mocks to our Chief Concerns Twitter account, @Concerns Chiefs. DM us. DMs are open, so you guys can just go in there and send your mocks to me. One per person. Don't send me a million mocks. One per account.
One.
Yeah.
One. That's it. One. You know, we'll shoot some up here. You know, so we'll see it. So I know the ladies are in here. Ladies, please do a mock if you can see it. Please put one out here. I'd love to see what y'all have. So yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike. I know you're gonna come with 10, Mike. We ain't doing 10, Mike. 1. I know you got one already, in your holster, Mike. So go ahead and pull it on out. I know you got one right now that you're sitting there like, yeah, this one's going to hit. So, but other than that, man, we'll see that on Wednesday. It should be a good show, good episode.
Can't wait.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So I'll say bye to everybody here. Sasha, good seeing you with your haul. Newt is here. What's up, Newt? I know you're here to give us a hard time, man. You was really silent. We didn't really hear a whole lot from you, Newt. But maybe next time. Demetrio Spence, appreciate you, brother. Nana Sherry, Gary Holland, Mike Brennan, Buck and Bob. Appreciate again, Buck and Bob, for the podcast. Y'all go check those guys out as well. Boot, appreciate it. Go for KC Forever. Sasha, like you said before. Who else we have in here? Linda Hunter. Thank you, Linda. Beach 303. Said I can't find a better fit than Trayvon Henderson. Okay, very good. Okay. We'll see. We're gonna have Nana Sherry. About Time is in here. What's up, About Time? Good to see you as well. Lenny the Cool. Good to see you, Lenny the Cool. Stu, good seeing you, Stu. Give you a shout to a little bit later, Stu. Check you out. Who else we have here? And I've seen Demonte Green Beans is in here. Drew Boucher. Who else? Gail Whiting. She said, allergy sufferer. Gail, I don't even suffer allergies. This is like new to me. I'm in like a whole new space right now. This is crazy. But it's really.
It's terrible.
It's bad out here in Kentucky right now. So the bluegrass will get you. Pono, would you sneak in here? So good to see you, Pono. See you on Wednesday. Toe free. Faye Smith. Good to see you, Faye. Justin Blackwell. Good to see you. So hold on. They said Kevin Winston is Jameis Winston's brother?
Is he?
That's what Faye said. Faye said that. Is that true? If it is, I didn't know it. That's a new one on me. G Pick, Jeremy Gold. Appreciate it.
I don't think so. He's from Maryland. I don't think because Winston's from the South.
Winston does love crabs.
I think Stu said so much like that.
Maybe they're Crab Brothers.
Yeah. Good to see you, Neff. Appreciate you, Neff, coming on. Oh, man. He'll never live at there, will he? The Crabs? Never.
No.
Never.
Yeah. DFN Lone Wolf. Good seeing you, man. I think it's everybody. But, man, appreciate it. Fellas, appreciate you all. I'm ready to go up here and give me some tea.
Yeah.
Some allergy medication. And I'm going to chill out.
Yeah, you got to take it every day, JD. I learned. I thought you take it one day, be all right. Then like the next day, I started to flare up again. I was like, oh no. And then like I read that you're supposed once you take allergy medication, take it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I just learned that, JD, because I don't get allergies.
Jeez. Okay.
We're in the same boat, baby.
Yeah, God. All right. We'll deal with it. We'll do it.
We gotta. All right, everybody. Well, we'll see you guys Wednesday. We hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Love y'all. Love you guys. JD, feel better, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. Love you guys.
Love y'all.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Y'all take care. Wednesday night. God bless. Love each other like y'all supposed to. We will see y'all Wednesday night. Same bad time, same bad channel. See y'all then. Y'all be good.
Later.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.